You're watching Conference USA on ESPN from Plaster Stadium in Springfield, Missouri. This evening it's college football as the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers meet the Missouri State Bears. Good evening, everyone. Welcome in. I'm Don West, joined by Tom Mast. It's a beautiful evening in Springfield for college football and a Western Kentucky team that comes in with a record of 3-1. Missouri State is 2-2 for the year. Tom, it's the league opener for the Bears, first ever home conference game at the FBS level, and Western Kentucky has already played a league game.
Well, and this is the third straight home game for Missouri State, so they're trying to make the most of it before they venture out onto a very rugged conference road.
Let's take a look at our quarterback matchup this evening, and two of the best at this level going at it tonight. Maverick McIver for Western Kentucky, Jacob Clark. They're both on the national watch lists, and they're both kind of rewriting their school's record book.
Indeed they are, both throwing at a high clip. Completion rate is very impressive. We will see the ball in the air a lot tonight. You can count on that.
Joining us on the field once again tonight is Sierra Clark. Good evening, Sierra.
Hey guys, so Western Kentucky has to work on finishing drives. Their quarterback Maverick McIver last week against Nevada threw for over 200 passing yards but didn't have a single touchdown through the air. As for Missouri State, they've got to protect their quarterback Jacob Clark and allow him the opportunity to be mobile. He was very mobile last week against UT Martin, rushing for 2 touchdowns. But this offense for Mo State has to be aggressive, especially on third downs, because this Western Kentucky team holds teams to under 30% in that category.
This evening here in Springfield, 82 degrees at the start, just a light breeze that's going to drop to almost nothing by the end of the evening, so no threat of bad weather this evening. Those keys were brought to you by your Chevy dealers of the Ozarks, proud sponsor of the Missouri State Bears. Stop into your local Chevy dealer today. Well, this is going to be a fun one tonight here as Missouri State hosts its first ever FBS conference game.
And interesting, like we said, Don, this is their third game in a row here at home, something they haven't done in a long time. SMU in town a couple of weeks ago for a very high-profile ball game, then a big win they got over Tennessee Martin last week. Western Kentucky comes in tonight, and as we say, when you're trying to protect the home field, it's critical that you play a near-perfect ball game.
Missouri State won the toss, deferred to the second half. Western Kentucky will receive the opening kick.
I think the wind's going to be a factor tonight as what was last night. We were out on the high school circuit last night, and wind didn't play a role last night. Doesn't look like it will this evening as well.
In a stretch of really nice days here in Springfield and Southwest Missouri. It is a blackout evening here for the Missouri State fans, and the Bears wearing all black. Time for the opening kick. Brought to you by the Missouri State Bookstore. Shop on campus or online at MissouriStateBookstore.com for all your bearwear needs.
Pretty good bet that this ball is going to get deep. But it didn't go quite as deep as it should have.
And from the 2-yard line, comes out for the toppers for DeMarco Williams. And he's blown up short of the 20, right around the 15.
Hammered down there. I believe Jalen Brooks going to wrap him up. You'll see it low angle right here. Misses one, but boy, Brooks is there to seal the deal.
So at the 15, Western Kentucky brings out Maverick McIver. Last week, 22 of 33 against Nevada, 216 yards. And a fake, he'll roll and pass. His receiver wide open for a big gainer out to the 35-yard line with the catch by tight end Noah Myers.
That's how you get your average up really quick, picking up 20 on just a little toss and go right there. So that quickly gets the toppers moving, and McIver is on a roll to start with.
From the 36, on the ground and out across the 40-yard line.
You know, Don, we asked both coaches this week, and we had a chance to visit with them on Zoom calls, and the question I brought up to both of them was, you know, this is expected to be a passing game. How will the run game play in? Well, right there, they complemented it really well, picking up 5 on that first down. If these teams can do that tonight, the passing game will explode as well, because you'll have to respect that ground game.
Freshman Marvis Parrish on that run, and now it's Parrish out of the backfield, out to around the 45-yard line. Maybe a yard short of the first down, less than a yard. They need the 46 for a 1st and 10.
Good job of going down to the knees to get the low throw, then spins out of it, and as you say, comes up about a foot or so short of the necessary yardage that the Toppers are moving.
They change out some personnel for 3rd and short and really tighten it up. Now McIver splits out, and they'll wildcat it, and the Bears stop it for a loss.
Cooper Roy came shooting in, number 31 there, caught the angle just right. The deceptive move there didn't sell very well. Watch 31 come in right here and wraps him up at the legs and brings him down, and a loss of a couple.
The stop there of Lavelle Wright, and Missouri State holds the Toppers. Cole Maynard will come out to punt, and he is one of the best in the FBS, averaging 50 yards a punt.
How about 2nd best in the nation 4 weeks into the season?
Fair catch called for and made at the 13-yard line. Out 44 yards on that one, and Missouri State will head out. It's the 11th all-time meeting. These teams used to play each other as members of the Gateway Conference when both teams were FCS. Bears lead the Toppers lead the series.
Toppers lead the series 8-2.
8-2. Missouri State won the first 2. The Toppers the next 8. And head coach Ryan Beard, a Topper alum and a great player in his day.
Well, kind of an emotional week for him. Looking forward to the game, but at the same time trying to remember that he's a Bear now.
On the ground on 1st down for Missouri State. That is out across the 15-yard line, and Jacob Clark completing 2/3 of his passes for 1,000 yards. He needs 256 passing yards this evening to get to 6,000 in his Missouri State career. And he's closing in on the Bears' career touchdown pass record.
And one of those big 5 touchdown weekends last week.
He'll roll it out to the right. This is caught out at the 35-yard line. Missouri State gets the ball to Jamarie Robinson, one of the favorite receivers of Jacob Clark. He's closing in on 100 career catches. With that one, he needs 4 more to become the 17th Bear to reach 100 receptions.
Good rollout by Clark here. Just throws it over the top, and Robinson had found a zone there where nobody could get to him. Hilltoppers did collect him, though, and limit the gain to about 15.
At the 35, swing it out. Just across the 35, and that's Ramon Green, the Nixa, Missouri product, just south of Springfield. Gain of a couple of yards. Green had 2 rushes and 2 receptions in last week's game against UT Martin. The Missouri State lopsided win, 42-10. The Bears were up 42-0 in that game.
And kind of up-tempo by both of these offenses on the first possession here. No huddling up, just get to the line and bark out commands from that point.
At the 37, and out across the 40 with the carry, and that's Shamari Lawrence, Missouri State's top rusher, with 208 yards and 1 touchdown on 50 carries, so right at 4 yards per rush.
Well, the Hilltoppers on their 3rd down a few moments ago, unsuccessful from a yard out. The Bears have a little further to go on this first 3rd down opportunity. They'll need about 3, maybe 3.5.
Need to get it squarely to the 45 to move the chains. The rollout and downfield, and there's a little bump there. The pass is incomplete, intended for James Blackstrain, and coverage from Jalen Lewis. and the Bears will have to punt it.
Thought he had an underman that he kind of overlooked that would have picked up the yardage, but I think he was set on where he was going with the delivery there, and like we say, just couldn't make the connection.
Bears bring out Stuart McDonald.
Whoa.
42-yard punting average, and he booms this one almost to the goal line on the fly, and that'll come out to the 20 with a 59-yard punt with a net of 39. Just getting started in Springfield, Western Kentucky's ball. Here are your Conference USA standings with 4 teams in the win column, 4 in the loss column. Western Kentucky's win was over Sam Houston in their season opener. Delaware, Louisiana Tech, and Jacksonville State already having posted wins. First ever home game and first game as a Conference USA member. First league game for the Bears tonight. The conference standings brought to you by Murney Associates Realtors, the official realtor of the MSU Bears. McIver starts the Toppers from the 20. He'll take it himself and dive ahead to the 28. Let's check in down at the field with Sierra Clark.
Yeah, both of these teams' quarterbacks have a lot in common. Both Maverick McIver from Western Kentucky and Jacob Clark from Missouri State are in their 7th year of college football. They're also both from the state of Texas, graduated both in 2018, and they started at the Power 4 level with Clark at Minnesota and McIver at Texas Tech. They both eventually found their way to FCS programs, with McIver going to Abilene Christian and then Clark coming here to Missouri State, which was FCS at the time. But now they're both at the FBS level and are doing what they can for their teams, guys.
Thanks, Sierra. That pass intended for Cameron Flowers, but it was broken up, and it's 3rd and 2 now for Western Kentucky. Little movement on the line. A flag flies. Could be a free play here for the Toppers. It's incomplete, and now we'll have to see who was guilty on the line.
Yeah, I think that defensive jump probably is going to award them the 5 yards.
Referee tonight is Garrett Dickerson. The rest of the crew, Brian Jones, the replay official.
Defense, number 91, 5-yard penalty, first down.
They do mark the 5 off, pushes them across the 30, out near the 33, and they get that first down, and the drive continues, so they convert on that 3rd down via the flag.
Yeah, so McIver, 3 years at Texas Tech, but no games played. And then 3 years at Abilene Christian, FCS, where he threw for 8,000 yards. He's back. Here comes the rush, and down he goes. Missouri State gets to him with linebacker Kanye Young, one of the Bears' top tacklers.
Well, Young is on a go blitz from the edge. I mean, and nobody stops him, and it's all speed right there. McIver looks like he might have a chance to get rid of it, but at the last second he tucks it and protects the ball because Young was coming hard and fast. That'll lose about 9.
All the way back to the 25. And cutting inside after the catch and out to the 30-yard line. It's Cameron Flowers. Flowers, 1 catch last week at Nevada. He made it worth it, 30 yards. He played in 5 games last year, mainly on special teams, and was a conference all-freshman team member.
Well, 3rd and really long, longest 3rd down they've faced so far in the early going here. They'll need to get almost 14 yards to convert this.
Toppers need the 43. And timeout now for Western Kentucky. Missouri State had a little flinch on that defensive line there, but they stayed back.
Yeah, I think Coach Helton just did not like what he saw.
8:03 to go in the first. No score in Springfield, Missouri. Conference USA on ESPN. Coach Tyson Helton of Western Kentucky, head coach since the 2019 season, and part of this run for the Toppers that has seen them make 11 bowl games since 2009. They've gone 7-4 in those bowl games, and he has picked it up and kept it going for Western Kentucky.
And just our visit with him this week, just such a great coach to visit with, very enthusiastic, loves his program, loves where they're headed, loves the things they're doing. It's really great to get to visit with him. 3rd down
and 14. McIver deep downfield and incomplete.
And the Missouri State extremely lucky, because there was a receiver so wide open. Matthew Henry was streaking down the middle of the field, and his defender fell down. But the pass was coming to the outer receiver. If McIver had an extra second to think about it, you may see it right here. Look to the left here. Yeah, see how, I guess he really was at him. He wasn't throwing to that outer receiver, but just overthrows him.
He'd outrun Devin Rutherford, the nickelback. And a second punt. Back to the 13-yard line, and a return out to the 20. A flag goes flying in.
I don't think I've ever seen a flag thrown 25 yards. That thing came from way down by the goal line, comes out near the 23. We'll see what this official, what he saw. He also threw his hat down, so I'm guessing somebody maybe got out of bounds and came back in. We'll find out here.
It was a 57-yard punt.
There's no foul in the play.
Was you now saying no foul? Okay.
Wave it off.
Wave it off. Okay.
And Ryan Beard on the Missouri State sideline, already named as a Conference USA Coach of the Week after the Bears win over Marshall. The Western Kentucky alum, and a great career there. 2-time All Sun Belt Conference selection. In 2011, he earned the Western Kentucky Ironman Award. And now a flag comes in, and as some of you may or may not know, he's the son-in-law of Bobby Petrino.
False start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty.
His brother-in-law is on the staff.
Nick Petrino is offensive coordinator.
Looks like the 5 is going to cost Missouri State on a procedure call there.
He goes by the 3 F's: faith, football, and family. Not necessarily in that order. Back to throw. Clark into coverage, and it's incomplete near midfield.
Way out of bounds. He was 5 yards beyond the sideline there. May have been more of just getting rid of it than anything else. The pocket was beginning to collapse around him. I don't think he had much longer to stand in there.
DeMarco Williams covering, and Dash Luke was the target, and Luke had a career best game last week against UT Martin, setting career highs in receptions and receiving yards. 9 catches for 110. And Dash Luke there, having his best game a week ago. Now on the ground, the Bears get it to the outside and around the corner, and it's off to the races for Missouri State. Shamari Lawrence takes it in, but there's a flag down.
Flag over at the 26-yard line at about the point where he turned, but I am probably going to tell you somebody either held or pushed in the back somewhere. They're pulling players back off the field here. He made the edge there, but that official said he saw something that may have aided in getting him cut loose there, and we'll get the call here.
Holding.
There's your hold.
Offense, number 0. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So this will come all the way back.
We'll look at it, see where the hold is at. Right there. See that? You see a little jersey tug. I think that was on Robinson. So what would have been a 78-yard sprint to pay dirt is all for naught.
Well, some penalties don't affect the play. That one did.
Yep.
And it's marched back to the 19, where it'll be second and around 13.
Tell you what, though, what you have to be impressed with was the acceleration and the breakaway speed that Lawrence showed once he got in the open there. They weren't going to catch him.
Clark across the middle. Catch made by Ronell Johnson, who's quickly becoming a favorite target of Jacob Clark.
He'll get all but about a yard of it, of what they needed there. Clark stood in again. Watch him. He maintains his poise in there, throws, splits the defender up front, and makes the connection, like you say, just across the 30-yard line.
5 catches for 68 yards for Johnson coming into tonight. Both teams with a big crop of wide receivers that are getting the job done through the air. Toss. Oh, this is going nowhere for the Bears.
We have had a couple of really critical third downs each direction so far, and the opposing defenders have been able to step up. This time, the Hilltoppers do a good job of shutting Missouri State down after they did it a couple of series ago. So lots of third downs and lots of failures to connect on third down.
Vincent Sneed right back to the field for the punting unit after that tackle. And Stuart McDonald back in to punt.
See what kind of foot he puts into this one. Big time last time.
This one sails to the 22-yard line. And we will get a break here. 5:55 to go in the first. No score in Springfield, Missouri. No score in the first quarter in Springfield. Conference USA football this evening. Coach Ryan Beard, the former topper, 2-time All-Sun Belt, the Western Kentucky Ironman Award winner, and ripping the helmet right off of that poor guy from Middle Tennessee.
I have to bring that up to him the next time we visit with him. He's a mean guy. Yeah, there we go.
He's been a volunteer assistant, a grad assistant, and just an assistant coach at Western Kentucky in 3 different years.
And one of the youngest at his profession at this level in the country.
Quick out to the left for the Toppers, and it goes to Marvis Parrish, and he'll move the chains.
Well, that resembles the very first play of the game for them. Parrish, they did the same thing, just set him out in the slant there, and he picked up 20 that time. He picked up more than 20 this time.
At the 42-yard line, right back to the line. And to Parrish. Barrels ahead to midfield. Wow, great effort. He'll get at least 8 out of that.
Well, they had him stopped for 4, and he doubled that with that extra effort.
Parrish 10 rushes for 44 against Nevada and 3 receptions as well for 11 yards. The fake across the middle, quick hit to the 35 and complete with the catch by Musa Berry.
This is the watch the velocity with which he throws that. That's the first time we've seen MacIver just really come back and just sling it. I mean, all out force, hit the man right in stride. Perfect execution right across the middle of the field there.
And Berry, 2 years ago, a member of the Conference USA all-freshman team. A little slip there, and the rush got through for Missouri State to put him down.
Don, we've been seeing that. We talked about this 3-game homestand. This is a new first-year turf facility on this field, and through these first few home games, we've seen a lot of this. The plant foot by players, both sides, Bears as well, sometimes there's just a little too much give to this turf.
Second and 15. And quickly ahead to the 35 with a catch by Noah Myers. Myers with his 13th catch of the year, and he's one of the 6 topper receivers that have over 100 receiving yards already Also the same 6 with double-digit catches. So great variety in the Western Kentucky passing game. Third down. McIver steps back, puts it out there. It's incomplete, and there is a flag, and Missouri State is going to get flagged for interference, it appears. Thomas Anderson.
Well, Ryan Beard almost beat everybody down to the flags, and he was applauding, and I think he's thinking it may be against the Toppers. Let's look and see. I mean, he was down clapping his hands saying good call, kind of saying good call, good call. And now by conferring with him, it would indicate probably the call will go against Western Kentucky.
Pass interference.
Indeed, on the offense.
15-yard penalty. Third down.
Usually when it's against you, you don't see the head coach go down there and applaud and think, oh, did he grab the jersey? I think he may have grabbed the defender's jersey from behind. Yeah. So that'll back him up in a big way.
To the Bears' 48-yard line.
Need to get to the 26.
3rd and 22.
Well,
this is a free play the way it looks. And there's the ball out. But it is intercepted, at least for now.
Oh, it won't stand. Yeah.
But
I think however many thousand are in the crowd tonight, everybody saw what happened on that one. Yeah. The left side of the line jumped across and didn't even make the effort to come back. So the offsides call will negate the interception.
Number 7, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So 2 penalties now against Missouri State. One brings back a touchdown and one brings back an interception.
So it's marched ahead to the 43-yard line. Toppers try it on 3rd and 17. Across, complete, flag is down. Second flag, third flag is down.
Oh my goodness.
And
a fourth one came in.
Okay, are they all in different places?
There's one behind the quarterback. There's one.
Get ready for this one.
This could be multiple different direction fouls. We'll have to see. The first one came out at the snap of the ball.
This is going to take a minute for Garrett Dickerson to sort it out.
You can go folks, you can go to the refrigerator. We may not have this one figured out by the time you get back. I mean, they came flying from all different directions.
McIver, at least for now, 7 of 9 for 85 yards.
You know what what did you see? Well, what did you see? Well, I saw this. I mean,
now I got to remember all this to report it.
Yeah, and how many numbers do I have to talk about? who do I have to declare these against? Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen flags just come flying in like that. I mean, that was crazy.
There's 2 flags right on the 40-yard line, so they're likely for the same thing. But
here we go.
Here we go.
There were 2 fouls by the offense on the play. Holding offense number 63. That penalty will be declined.
Holding also declined.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block.
Oh,
number 81.
blindside, yeah. They'll decline one. Well, that's going to march it back the other direction.
So it's just the 2 then.
So there's a hold somewhere. Probably right there you see 63 with the hold. And then they say we had that illegal block, which they will enforce that. Oh, yeah. There you go. And that's where that flag came in.
That was on Myers. Okay.
Woo.
It is 3rd and 30 for the Toppers. And McIver throws short. The catch for Quincy Burrows, and he stopped just across midfield, and the punting unit will come out.
This bulletin just in, no flag.
Okay, we played a clean one there.
We got through a play without a flag there.
So the line of scrimmage just across midfield. Call it the Bears 49, and back out to punt for Western Kentucky is Cole Maynard.
And Dash Luke will go back and see if he can return this, or if the opportunity to return it will be available.
Booms it to the end zone. And it'll come out to the 20 for Missouri State. 49 yards on the punt. Net of 29, and the Bears will start at the 20-yard line with 2:01 to go in the first quarter. So the Bears send Jacob Clark back out, and it's Clark who spent 3 years at Minnesota and played in just one game there. He rushed for 2 touchdowns last week, just his second and third rushing touchdowns of his career. And he passed for 3 more against the Skyhawks of UT Martin. A lot of time, crossed the middle and caught at the 40-yard line. And Dash Luke tripped up as he makes it to the 45.
I'll tell you what's making this work right now, the amount of time that Clark has in the pocket. I mean, he's just back there. He's getting that extra second and a half. And by doing that, his receivers are able to break the routes open, and he's finding them.
So that pass covers 25. And the handoff, and shaking free from the first wave is Ramon Green, and he takes it all the way down close to the Topper 30.
I really thought they had him at midfield, and he did a great job of shaking that first. You'll see it ground level here. Comes in, and right about here, looks like they're going to have him bottled up. But he spins, stays in bounds, finally gets down. Like you say, he's knocking on the door of a nice 24-yard gain.
Bears 2 plays of over 20 yards to get it down here already to the Western Kentucky 31.
This is as deep as Missouri State has been here in the quarter.
Final minute here in the first. Still more time for Clark, and he misses connection here with Lawrence.
Yeah, and Lawrence tapped himself on the shoulder pad and said, "That's on me." He said probably should have had it. It may have been tipped, but he still kind of felt like he should have caught it. And he was, if he had caught it and turned, he had probably 5 yards before anybody would have been near him. So the Toppers need to step up now and see if they can keep Missouri State a little further out than even field goal range.
Would be a long one, but doable from here for Yusuf Obeid. It's just second down, though, for the Bears as they look to drive it closer. And Clark on the run into some traffic, and that's broken up and incomplete.
Probably, if they go back, and if you ask Clark later tonight, should you have thrown that one? That would probably, I think he thought momentarily he had a chance to connect, but once you saw the ball get down the field, it was a low percentage completion probability there. And you're right, Don. I think Obeid, they're within his range. Probably right now you're obviously trying to get the first down, but if you get him just a little more yardage, it's probably a little more doable kick.
I think they'd try it from here.
I think they would too, yeah.
From the 31.
They get a timeout here. They're running down out of time. Yep.
And they do get the timeout.
Yeah, when he stepped up under the center with 7 to go on the clock, I looked over real quick, then glanced down at Ryan Beard on the near sideline, and when he goes over and basically hugs the linesman, you know he's getting ready to make a call.
Another connection tonight is Missouri State Director of Athletics Patrick Ransdell is a Western Kentucky alum and played baseball in Bowling Green. And look at this list of returning starters from Conference USA. Missouri State with a pretty fair number, especially on offense, but Western Kentucky with over 60 new players this year on the roster.
Well, and I meant to ask Coach this week when we talked with him, you know, how many, I mean, of course you have preseason and now you're 4th, 5th week into the season. How long before you really get to know all about these 60 new guys that come in? But of course, that's the state of college athletics now with people moving around so much, but to get 60, that's just an unbelievable number of new faces.
Here's 3rd and 10 for Missouri State after the Bears' first time out. Clark steps up and cannot get away.
Got him by the shoulder, or the jersey on the shoulder there. Thought for a moment he might get away, but he didn't, and that'll bring the kicking unit out.
Defensive lineman Harper Holloman there on the stop, and they will bring out Yusuf Obeid to try a 49-yard attempt.
Did you see Clark tug at his jersey there? He was wanting the horse collar. I think someone said, no, they didn't get you from behind. They got you from the side.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter.
Did they get him? No, they just got the jersey. Yeah.
So we'll change ends and presume a Missouri State field goal attempt when we come back to start the second. No score after one, but Missouri State looking to put points on the board as we start the second with a 49-yard field goal from Yusuf Obeid. He is 3 of 6 this year, but he's really been tested. Against SMU, they lined him up from 60 at the top of the Bearhead, right behind where he's standing right now.
Well, he's got a leg that can get it there. Sometimes it's opportunity. The good thing for him tonight and for all kickers tonight, there's no wind. There shouldn't be any factor. Shouldn't be a factor of what he attempts right here.
Stuart McDonald is the holder. From 49. It is good. And Missouri State on the board in the opening play of the second quarter.
Well, that's what you like to see if you're the special units group, as your kicker come out there and deliver. And he's done that on a pretty regular basis.
And Missouri State now, for a 4th consecutive game, has scored first and taken the lead. Actually, it'd be 5 straight.
5 straight. Yeah, 5 straight they have scored
in
first.
every game they've scored first, including against USC in their season opener. They got a field goal on the board before the Trojans came back and won big, but even against SMU 2 weeks ago here, they had a 10-0 lead after the first quarter.
Well, we're still waiting to see, and I think that McIver and Clark both are kind of still picking their way through what's going to be available to them tonight. We didn't see really any offensive explosion either direction in that first quarter. Numbers would bear that out. But I really think it's just a matter of finding what's going to be available to them tonight. I still believe we're going to see quite a passing night between the two of these guys.
This will come out to the 25.
You see the Mo State in the end zone there. And for those that aren't familiar, many years ago, 20 years ago, this was known as Southwest Missouri State and then became Missouri State, which it still is, but they've adapted the moniker of Mo State, and that's the way you will see them promoting and campaigning the university going forward from here. Or a lot of folks are saying most.
Yes, you see that on
see a lot of
TV coverage sometimes.
Yeah, but it is Mo State.
So from the 25, McIver sets up the toppers. On the ground it goes, and not much there with the carry for George Hart.
Now Hart was trying to feel his way through an opening there, and that opening just never really materialized, and by then the defensive line was able to get in on him.
It's Hart's second year at Western Kentucky after 3 years at Arizona State. He played in 25 games there. Deep ball and caught, and a big one for the toppers all the way to the Missouri State 40.
Which, just as I said, neither quarterback had really found the rhythm they're looking for. McIver came up with just an absolute pitch down the field. Receiver got where he needed to be. It was on the outside shoulder where it needed to be as well.
Matthew Henry with a big one for Western Kentucky for 34 yards. Now around the right side for Hart.
He can.
Oh, gonna throw, and to the end zone. Touchdown.
Don, I was going to say he could pick. He had 2 receivers. He had 2 receivers completely wide open. He could have thrown to either one of them. He chose the outside receiver in Myers. They were so wide open on the flea flicker.
But yeah, back it comes to McIver.
He was open, and down as you see low there, that was available to him there as well was Henry. He could have thrown to either one of the two.
Noah Myers with the connection with McIver off the razzle-dazzle. The extra point kick is good, and Western Kentucky quickly takes a lead less than a minute after the Missouri State field goal. Break here in the second quarter. 7-3 Toppers. Well, Ryan Beard on the list of the youngest FBS coaches in America. Zach Kitley just 33 years old for Florida Atlantic, but Ryan Beard at 36. He has a big contingency of family here from Bowling Green. They still live in that area, including his 94-year-old grandmother.
She's somewhere in the crowd tonight. She didn't like what I don't know. She might have liked what she just saw. Not sure who she's cheering for tonight. I'm not sure.
Well, you know it'll be for grandson.
Got to be for your grandson for sure. Oh, my.
That booms out the back of the end zone and out to the 25.
Well, we just saw there what we kind of expected to see from the get-go tonight out of McIver. I mean, that kind of ability, and like I say, I can't go back to and mention enough. When I looked downfield at the 15-yard line, there were two unguarded receivers he could have picked, and it's a good thing they weren't together. They might have fought each other for the ball. They were so wide open.
Jacob Clark sets the Bears up at the 25. And on the ground and out to the 30-yard line for Shamari Lawrence. Lawrence with his 5th rush tonight, had that long one called back. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Lawrence has had a good showing on the ground for the Bears through their first 4. Around the left side, if he can get the corner turned, he cuts it upfield and manages just a yard or so to the 31.
Well, it looks like Missouri State trying to balance their game a little bit more run pass than are the Hilltoppers so far. McIver has put it in the air 11 times, Clark just 8. And Missouri State just seems to be utilizing the ground just a little bit more.
Here is 3rd and 4. Clark misfires here, incomplete.
Either Luke turned the wrong way or Clark misread the way he was going, but this one came well off target.
Punting unit comes out for the Bears.
The one thing you don't like to do is, if your offense or if your defense has given up the big play like they just did to the Hilltoppers, come out and go 3 and out that quick and put your defense back to work before they've had time to collect themselves. But that will be the situation for Missouri State here as they give it away.
3rd punt for Stuart McDonald, averaging 53 yards, and he puts that one out of bounds into the Topper bench.
Walk this one back and drop the arm to mark it out. 36-yard line.
Early second quarter, 7-3 Western Kentucky. Stay with us. Well, last week the Toppers won at home against Nevada 31-16. Lavelle Wright with a couple of touchdowns in the game for the Toppers. And Western Kentucky winners of 9 of their last 10 at home. That bowl game they were in last year, the Boca Raton Bowl, they lost to James Madison 27-17. Their last bowl win came 2 years ago in the famous Toastery Bowl over Old Dominion. That was a 38-35 overtime win, and 11 in the last 13 years for these Toppers. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. And around to the right, but nothing happening for Marvis Parrish.
Really good pursuit that time. Shooting down and trailing down the line was Kanye Young, who's already had a couple of big plays in this contest.
Tom, Missouri State would like to emulate what Western Kentucky has done at the FBS level.
Well, you know, here's a program that moved up, and now they found the life in the bowl world, and that's exactly what Missouri State has set their sights on as they move up to the FBS, and only time will tell.
This is caught by K.D. Hutchinson and out just short of midfield.
He'll have first down yardage.
There's a flag down. And it's way back. They're roughing the passer.
Yeah, they were coming in on him. MacGyver set in the pocket. There was a corner rush coming at him. I followed the ball, didn't follow the conclusion of the pass, but yeah, the angle was set perfectly for a continuation hit there, and that'll cost them extra yardage.
It'll be huge here. All the way into Missouri State territory to the 37-yard line.
MacGyver now 10 of 12, 167 yards.
And he undershoots this one, intended for Lavelle Wright. Wright has made the rounds, a year at Austin Peay where he rushed for 600 yards, and 3 years at Kentucky, but he missed the 2023 season with an injury.
Both MacGyver and Clark, the one thing that I'm seeing so far is the amount of protection time that they're getting from their offensive lines. They're not having to do a whole lot of quick releases. They're setting up.
And they'll snap this one to Wright. And Lavelle Wright takes it down inside the 25-yard line for a 1st and 10.
Yeah, direct snap went right to him, and he was off and going before anybody realized it went to him. Yeah, MacGyver clapped the hands, but it went to Wright. And by the time Missouri State could recover, they were down inside the 25.
1st and 10 Toppers. Now MacGyver steps back, and this one is off target.
Looked like he was intending for Myers again there, but it was well over Myers' head, and where it landed there was just absolutely no one in the area.
So 2nd and 10. To the outside to Lavelle Wright, and tripped up inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
And Young once again came streaking in to make the save. You see Young 44 right here, gets him by the left leg. Otherwise Wright may have found the end zone.
From the 9. And they're going to direct snap it here again. And this one goes to George Hart.
What a play.
Indeed.
What a read right there by we call him Bird Lloyd. Watch this. Lloyd comes shooting through uncontested ankle tackle, and for the time being slows down the Hilltopper drive.
Jared Bird Lloyd, 3 tackles last week against UT Martin, and coming into tonight needing just 8 to get to 100 career tackles. Big one right there for a loss back to the 13. MacGyver completes it, and only back to the 10 to Cameron Flowers.
Well, 2 successive plays Missouri State has kept them from really advancing deep inside the 10, and now that'll bring up a 3rd and goal, and they'll be sitting outside near the 11.
McIver on 3rd and goal. Lots of time. He goes, and it's caught, but not close to the goal line. The catch by Hart, but the Toppers will bring out the field goal unit.
Well, and a bit of a small victory here for the Missouri State defense, as the drive was on by the Hilltoppers, but on 3 successive plays, they found a way to prevent them from finding the end zone. But now they, like you say, Don, they'll step in and try to match that field goal Missouri State got earlier.
Quickly down to Sierra Clark.
Yeah, you can see that Missouri State defense is running all over the field, and they have one safety, McGuire Neal, who is a speed demon. He's originally from the Tampa, Florida area and was a state champion in the 300-meter hurdles. And I'm a Florida native myself, and track and field in the state of Florida is no joke, so this kid can run.
Thanks, Sierra. This field goal is good, and the Toppers go up 10-7 as it is put through by John Cannon. Or 10-3 the lead for Western Kentucky. 8:40 to go in the second. (10-3) Western Kentucky after the field goal, and here's a look at some of that receiving depth. They've had a different leading receiver for each of their games so far. Henry over 140 yards. Katie Hutchinson 113. 7 catches for Parrish against Toledo. Musa Berry, Noah Myers, all a big part of the picture.
And you know, there's nothing a receiving corps likes better than a QB that will share the love. You know, sometimes you find that favorite target, you focus on him. Well, when you see spread out numbers like that, you know you got a quarterback that knows how to utilize everybody and complement each other. They got to love that.
The field goal for John Cannon from 26 gives the Toppers a 7-point lead, and this will come out to the 25. Third straight home game for the Bears, the first time they've had that on the schedule since 2018. And the schedule will shift dramatically in October now for these league teams.
But we're done with Saturdays for a while.
For a while.
Yeah, we'll live in the world of Wednesday night football in the month of October.
Western Kentucky will play on a Friday and a couple of Tuesdays in October. Upfield, and Ramon Green kept his footing in bounds and takes it all the way out to the 43.
Well, and I thought that he possibly stepped out of bounds back just across the 30, but we don't get the best view, and a lot of people are blocking us out. But he maintains. Watch and see as he tight ropes down right here. I thought he might be out there, but he wasn't, and got really good yardage. And Green's had a couple of explosive runs this season already as a backup.
He had 4 receptions for 123 against Marshall in the Bears' 21-20 win. Their first win of the year, second win ever as an FBS program. Across the middle and broken up, incomplete. Coverage from Kent Robinson.
Ball was where it needed to be. Clark delivered it, but boy, credit Robinson. He got a hand in there and said it's not going to be completed on this one.
Second and 10 for Clark. Here comes the rush on him. He completes the pass, caught by Ronell Johnson, and inside the Topper 40-yard line.
And Clark, I did not see the complete at the end of the play, but there was a heavy rush coming at him. He may have paid the price for standing in there a while. Watch this to the left. Yo, he did. But a good completion, and they marched down the field.
Second catch for Ronell Johnson. Ball at the Western Kentucky 38. On the ground to Lawrence. Pushes it to the 35. Midway through the second. 10-3 the lead for Western Kentucky. Missouri State scored the first 3 on the 49-yard field goal to open the second quarter. Western Kentucky has added 10 since then.
Well, this is a pretty important drive, I think, right now for Missouri State. I mean, the game's certainly not anywhere out of control, but on 2 occasions you've seen the Hilltoppers march down the field. You need to answer.
Pass complete inside the 30-yard line, and that goes to Dylan Hipp, Missouri State tight end. And that is his first catch of the year. It's a first down at the 27. Clark sends it out and past the target, Jamarie Robinson.
Now, Robinson was briefly open, but then Clark put a little too much on it, and very low percentage chance that was going to be caught. I think it was a good 4 or 5 yards out of bounds.
So Clark 85 passing yards tonight. Six of 13 so far. And he's got 5 on the play clock here. Across the middle, caught inside the 15-yard line. Tristan Gardner with the catch. He caught 2 passes for 44 yards last week and had a 35-yard reception that tied the longest reception of the year that the Bears have thrown so far.
And these 2 quarterbacks are finding a way to utilize these slant moves across the middle and to the outside, really to their best advantage each direction.
From the 13, it goes to Ramon Green inside the 10. And looks like that's a 5-yard pickup.
Had a little wrestling away from the point of contact down there. Bear offensive lineman and a defensive lineman for Western Kentucky were kind of doing a little WWE there. They don't do anything other than separate them.
Second down, the Bears getting it close. Clark spins and takes it to the 6.
As you mentioned, he did that a couple of times last week and found the end zone when he tucks and goes. And I think right about here he realizes his best option is to use his legs instead of his arm.
His only other rushing touchdown before last week was last season against Indiana State.
Really important third down right now. Bears need almost 3 yards to keep the drive going. They need about 7 to get to the end zone.
Toss to Lawrence. Oh, met at the 5 and slammed down there.
What great pursuit by the Hilltoppers right there. Lawrence had a head of steam going, but they were going to have none of it. They came up and cut him down, maybe give him a foot or 2 at best. Fourth down, do the Bears kick or do they go for it?
Well, so far it looks like go for it.
Could see a timeout here. Yeah, I see Ryan Beard's walking out. Offense coordinator Nick Petrino's next to him.
They need to get it to the 3.
Do you take points or do you let them go? The way they're standing around, you got to feel like there's a timeout coming.
There it is. Missouri State's second called timeout.
Yeah, it really looked like on that pitch and go right there that he was going to find a way to get inside the down marker and at least give him a fresh set of downs. But the really good pursuit that time by the Hilltoppers just absolutely shut it down. Watch right here. It's a quick pitch coming left. And there he goes, and you think, man, he's got a pulling man in front of him, but boy, they just blow that thing up in a hurry. Flowers did an excellent job.
There's the Bud Light end zone. A lot of fans take advantage of that.
It's that kind of night. It's late September, and it's still pretty warm out there.
Well, 4th down, and it is going to be a field goal try. A chip shot from 23 yards for Yusuf Obeid. Made good from 49 earlier. And this one is good.
I think that's probably the best decision there. You know you're going to need points the rest of the night. You never know when you'll need the 3, and if you let the opportunity to get points out of that drive get away from you. So probably the smart move, and it's just a 4-point differential.
10-6, Western Kentucky lead. 3.5 minutes to go before halftime.
Clark needs a yard to cross the 100-yard barrier for passing tonight. And of course, McIver is at 171 yards on a very efficient night, 12 of 16 throwing the ball. Did they spell everything right? You know, there's sometimes somebody gets out of line, you know. You never know. Go Bears. Okay, there you go. 2 exclamation points, though, so that emphasize that just a little bit.
And an extraneous U on the left end of that.
You go Bears. There you go.
You go.
Well,
sure.
They couldn't find 2 other guys with a Y on the nose, so they had to shorten it up. They used the Cliff Notes version. That's what they did.
So the Toppers lead it by 4, and we'll have 2 timeouts left as they receive this kickoff.
Ooh,
line drive kick from the 5. DeMarco Williams.
Flag.
The return.
2 flags.
Down at the 25, that's where the flags are.
I don't think that kick was by intention. I think he maybe didn't tee that one up right, or didn't something didn't happen the right way, but we'll see if there maybe be a block in the back here or something. Always lots of discussion. We talked to the review crew in the booth next to us tonight and said, I hope you guys aren't busy tonight. So far, we haven't had a review. Knock on wood. I jinxed it. I know I did.
Garrett Dickerson.
During the return, personal foul, blocking below the waist, receiving team, number 23. The penalty in the forced half the distance of the goal, first down.
Return was out to the 25, so it's half the distance back to the 12.5. And a 1st and 10 from there for Western Kentucky with 3:25 left in the half.
And they've got a couple of timeouts. They've got the 2-minute timeout as well. So more than enough time for a skilled quarterback like Maverick McIver to guide them down the field.
Toss goes to K.D. Hutchinson. And nothing there. Bears get to him quickly.
Well, Bird Lloyd was the first one to get there, and he kind of put the initial stop on him and then got some help. And they limit the gain to just inches.
Second down and under 3 minutes. Pass caught. A flag comes down once again. And the catch by Myers.
They're going to call offside, I think, on Missouri State. I saw the official giving the hand signal to the referee there. And did he get more than 5 out of course, they get the down again. So, I would think they would accept the penalty.
Offside, defense,
I did see a little flinch up front before the snap. Watch and see if you see it as well. Going to come from top of the screen. See that? Yep. Little jump. Caught him offside. They'll mark it off and get a free second down again. got to feel like MacGyver at some point is going to run this post pattern. So you're going to see what your wideouts can do. See if they can beat the secondary. If you can get deep yardage at some point.
This is knocked down.
That's Lloyd again, or Young again, excuse me.
Kanye Young.
He's having a heck of a night.
Young and McGuire Neal were the Bears' leading tacklers coming into tonight.
Yeah. MacGyver challenged him, tried to throw it faster than he could get his arms up, and Young won that one. Big third down.
3rd and 5. MacGyver, that pass is swatted down.
Was that Young again? He's celebrating like it might have been him, and he's kind of smiling. Did he get back-to-back deflections? Well, they're all tapping him on the head. Look and see, top of your screen. Oh, it was 7. Okay, Young was just part of the celebration. There we go.
The lineman, DJ Wesolak.
Wesolak got that one. Young was just happy to help him celebrate. So all of a sudden, 2:23 to go. Bears late getting a sub in. Here comes the same thing for Western Kentucky, and he did not get set. He was still running at the snap of the ball.
Well, that's a substitution infraction at the very least here. Well,
Missouri State had a late player streaking in, and then at the top you could see that the Hilltoppers had the same thing, and he didn't get on side, and he certainly didn't get set. Watch right here. See this? Yeah, he never even got back on side. So that'll cost him 5. And with 2:23 to go on the clock, a 2-minute timeout, and 1 timeout in their pocket, Missouri State may have a chance to put an offensive unit to work.
So it's right back to the 12.5 where this whole series started for the Toppers.
That will drive special team coaches crazy.
A booming punt. Look at this one go. Back to the 32. And the return for Dash Luke, and he gets out of bounds at midfield.
And he may have gotten a little more had he not run into his own blocker. Yeah, when he caught it and took off, he's got a head of steam going, and look, watch as you'll see it from behind. Watch who he runs into first. Here he goes, and right there, runs into his own man, but he does get the ball out to midfield.
55-yard punt. 19 on the return, and it's Missouri State from midfield with 2:11 to go.
And there's nothing a high-level quarterback likes more, Don, than the pressure of trying to put together a closing minute drive of a half and get something out of it. You know, Jacob Clark is looking forward to see what he can do here in the next 2:11.
1 timeout left for Missouri State. He rolls, looks, delivers. There's Luke, and he has it at the 10 and down at the 5.
Boy, that was misdirection and deception all the way. His helmet comes off, but that was all about Clark with a fake right and then a rollout. And then what he was really able to do was he gets to his left, watch his ability to square his body up. Right here, he sits. See that? I mean, that makes all the difference in being able to get the ball down the field, and Clark did a great job right there.
And it's 44 yards to the 6 at the 2-minute timeout, and Missouri State looking at a chance to get the lead back now. 2 minutes to go before the half. 10-6 Western Kentucky. Ten-6 Toppers.
Spin those platters.
It's the Stuart McDonald jersey there. Well, the Bears get it to the 6-yard line on the 44-yard strike to Dash Luke, and now have a 1st and goal.
And now the crazy statement from me is, you don't want to score too soon if you're Missouri State. You know, you want it in the end zone, but you know, you maybe take some time off the clock before you do it, but you'll take it when it happens, I suppose. Because MacGyver certainly has the ability with time on the clock to do something.
Give to Lawrence. Can't get it outside, and he's going to drop yardage back to around the 8, maybe the 9.
Well, now losing the yardage is certainly something they didn't want there. But what it is going to do is it's going to take that clock down. And you know that Clark's going to put the ball in the air probably a couple of times here. So you may be able to run another 20 seconds or so off before you snap again. So, again, trying to score but not leave time.
Toppers have 2 timeouts of their own. 2nd and goal. Back to Lawrence. And further and further back. They'll mark the progress down at about the 15.
Now, I would almost think if I were Western, I would call a time. It looks like they have called a timeout. They realize on this 3rd down play, if they don't convert and they have to kick a field goal, there might be some time left. So Western Kentucky burns that 2nd timeout. And they'll confer on the sideline. Yeah, I don't think that the first play where he lost a yard or 2, that wasn't bad, but lose this really. Now, the only thing it does do is it opens up the blueprint and the working space that Clark will have to throw the ball. Sometimes when you're inside the 5, you're very limited. You can run better routes when you're a little further out. Of course, nobody wants to lose yardage, that's for sure.
They've dropped almost 10 back to the 15.5-yard line.
Well, what this also does is not that Obeid, I mean, he's got the leg to get in from anywhere out there, but you just add a little distance for him. But you know this one's going to be in the air for sure.
Clark sends everybody out.
Well, they put 1:12 on the clock now. So the timeout came quicker than we thought.
Five receivers on 3rd and goal at the 16. Clark steps up. Looking. Now he'll run to the 5. Oh, a mammoth hit delivered to Clark.
Is he going to get up?
Jalen Wester laid him out.
And both of them, Clark's hurt, and so is Wester. And Clark's coming up in a bad way.
Jacob Clark with the keeper.
Cole Forbacher, well, at this point, it'll probably be a field goal attempt.
Oh, boy.
They are going to get a quick look at him. I mean, that was a collision and a half. That was football. Watch right here. Here's Clark coming down, steps out at the 3. Takes it. I think it looks like he caught him in the shoulders. He could have caught him in the side of the helmet. I don't know. We don't have the best replay on this one. That's why you're seeing this variation. And we still have concern about the Western Kentucky player that they're working with down there.
Let's go down to Sierra Clark.
Yeah, Jacob Clark was hit really hard there. He walked up very gingerly. He's in the medical tent right now. But I heard the Missouri State staff yelling at the referee, saying that they think that is a targeting call. There's lots of boos coming from the Missouri State crowd right now. So we'll see how it goes, guys.
And you can see Ryan Beard is pleading his case right here. Don't know what it takes to get a review looked at. And as we saw right there, some of the angles were not conclusive, I don't think. Well, obviously, coach doesn't like the ultimate decision there. And in the back of his mind, he's more concerned about what's going on in the tent.
They're going to line up a 20-yard field goal for Obeid. All the concern is for Jacob Clark now. This will be from 20 to make it a 1-point game. It is good. So a 10-9 lead for Western Kentucky, and we're under a minute to go in the half.
Well, as you say, Don, the real concern, and hopefully Sierra will keep an eye on that tent to see whether Clark comes out or not and how he goes to halftime. But I mean, he was really, you could see he was having some difficulty when they got him into the tent there after that
I mean, that left shoulder area was so vulnerable right there.
Yeah, I mean, that whether or not there was a targeting, there was a contact enough that it was serious enough that he's getting looked at. And now that would tell you that depending on how things transpire during the halftime break, what Missouri State will come out, what they will have offensively when they start the second half. Yeah, Clark he tucked the ball and ran. I mean, felt like his best option. There was nobody to throw, but that was his best option.
New Mexico playing New Mexico State today, and the Lobos get the win, 38-20. New Mexico State, Conference USA member.
We'll see them in about a month.
That'll be in Las Cruces. This will come out to the 25 for the Toppers. And like you say, still time with a timeout here in 59 seconds.
Talking to people before the game here in the booth and down press row and on the field and before the game, I think everybody was expecting this was going to be a 40-35 ball game or whatever. It still could be, but the defenses for both these units have done a pretty good job of limiting the offensive production.
Here's some open space after the catch for Matthew Henry, and he's close to midfield.
Well, taking big chunks is part of making a drive work well and work quickly, and they did that right there. Just waited for him to cross, come out in the flat. He did the rest with his legs and picks up about 27 yards. Yeah, big carry, big play.
First down, Toppers. McIver got a man out here, and he finds George Hart, and he's into Bears territory and out of bounds at 43 seconds.
Missouri State not quite playing in prevent. You can't drop all the way back. However, you got to be really aware that at some point McIver will fling a deep one. He's knocking on the door of a 200-yard half through the air.
Looking and going deep, his receiver fell down.
Tried to make a turn, and did Hutchinson.
Yeah, Hutchinson there. So third down. Third and a long 4 at 37 seconds to go.
And I think McIver's number one thought right here is get the first down, get me a fresh 4 downs to play with. So that will probably be the route you'll see these receivers running here. Just get first down yardage.
Here's a sliding catch right at the stick, and that looks like enough.
Yeah, the umpire came running in signaling that it was a clean catch.
Iris Mack on the reception.
They stop the clock, and we'll reset and start rewinding now. And now we get a timeout. Or are they going to review it?
Missouri State timeout.
Okay. Yeah, the umpire came immediately in, and he signaled good catch. And well, the nose was a little bit on the turf. Let's see. Now that would be for the guys next door.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make that call, but the guys in the room next to us, they would look at that, and that's what they're going to do. Yeah, I think that's probably why Missouri State called the timeout, or well, they signaled that it was their timeout for review. And like once again, like you said, the ball went down. It looked like he had it. Then it kind of came back through the hands. The nose touched the turf.
Let's check in with Sierra Clark about Jacob Clark.
Don't think we've got her.
We'll check back in as we can. Okay, back with Sierra Clark now.
You saw earlier, Missouri State quarterback Jacob Clark had a really hard hit. He went into the medical tent. The Missouri State athletic staff tells me that he's fine. He just had the wind knocked out of him. He'll be back in the next series, guys.
Oh, huge news for Missouri State.
Wow. Yeah, the way he came off, that was one of those could have Could have gone either way. Yeah, let's see what the decision here is.
After the review, Garrett Dickerson.
Hey,
it's an incomplete pass.
Maybe I can go next door and work with those guys.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it just looked like when the ball went through his hands that the tip just touches the turf ever so quickly right there. And I'm guessing that's significant enough for them to say, yeah, incomplete. And that brings up a 4th down. And I can't imagine, but I don't know, maybe they'll gamble at midfield. If you don't complete, you'd probably turn the ball over with maybe 20 seconds to go, something like that. We'll find out.
Well, they would just about have to punt, wouldn't they?
Well, you'd think they would, and they still have a timeout. Is he going to talk about it? No. Boy, coach is screaming and yelling. I don't know what he wants. Now he wants the official to come and talk to him.
Way out on the field here. Tyson Helton.
He was very animated in trying to get the attention first of the linesman and then the referee, and now is it the marking and spotting of the ball that he's questioning?
Very intense discussion here.
Kind of reminds me of the old days when I talked to the teacher. I knew I got a B on the test, but somehow it showed up a D. I was complaining, saying, "Are you sure you gave me the right grade?" And I'm sure he's saying, "Are you sure you marked it right? Are you sure everything's square here?" And they're listening intently here. We'll find out what this is all about.
Well, it is.
But he was so animated. I mean, he was jumping up and down. He did not like, and now it looks like he's maybe in frustration, figures he's going to lose his argument.
So it is 4th and 5. 31 seconds.
I don't know if we'll be entitled to an explanation or not.
Guess not.
No, I think we're just going to play football.
All right, McIver is out there on 4th and 5.
He needs to get inside the 43 to keep the drive going.
And that is incomplete, a short hop. And the Bears take over with 27 seconds left.
Well, that's the gamble that you take. And this one, and it's just not there. I mean, he has a man open there, but just doesn't have the lift on the ball. And now Jacob Clark and company, if Clark indeed comes back out, and we think, nope, this is going to be Cole Forbacher that's going to come out.
So at least to give Clark the chance to rest to the remaining part of this half and for halftime.
And I'm wrong. It's Deuce Bailey. I saw 16. I saw the 6 and thought it was Cole Forbacher. It's actually 16, and that's Deuce Bailey. And Bailey will direct them through the last 27 seconds. 16 rather than 6.
He has not attempted a pass, but he's going to right here. He'll take it around to the right. A flag is down, and he's pushed out of bounds near midfield.
Had to be something downfield by one of the Missouri State wide receivers in that vicinity. Chewed up about 5 seconds off the clock.
So the clock at 22. It's a defensive penalty.
Oh, wow. Oh, must have been a hold.
And now you can start thinking about Obeid's distance here.
Well, you still have one timeout if you're Missouri State.
They're already inside 60 yards where they attempted him against SMU.
Let's see what they attempt here.
Bailey got some space to the 30, and he slides down.
That'll stop the clock with 13 seconds. They could burn the timeout here. They may hurry up and get a quick play off, maybe clock it. Might be what they want to do.
And the spike at 11, it ticked on down to 10.
Well, that's one of the things that Deuce Bailey brings in this reserve role as a quarterback. Great running ability. He can cut loose and go, and he shows you exactly why right here. A couple of seconds into the snap, he realizes my best option is to run it, and then takes it down. They probably get one play here, and then maybe think about the field goal.
That was just Bailey's second rushing play of the year.
You have the timeout.
Can use the whole field. Bailey, big trouble.
Needs to throw it
and
away.
He gets rid of it. Incomplete at the 30, and that took the clock down to 2 seconds.
And what he did by escaping that tackle, he left the field goal in play, because had he gotten tackled all the way back near the 45-yard line, don't think it would have been an option. And he's kind of talking to everybody over on the sidelines about, okay.
So it's a 48-yard field goal, just a yard closer than and on the same hash mark as the first play of this second quarter. This is for the lead for Missouri State, and a timeout for the Toppers.
Yeah. Bailey was retreating, and it looked like he was going to go down with an ankle tackle, and he just kind of did that little pogo move, a pogo stick. It just kind of sprung up out of nowhere. Had he gone down, I don't think we'd be even considering a field goal at this point.
Well, that would have been the death knell there for the half for Missouri State had he gone down.
Watch it again here, how close he comes to taking him well out of field goal range as he retreats, and right there had the idea, and actually the incomplete pass may have helped as well. They could have called the timeout.
So a 48-yard attempt coming on the final play of the half. There's movement.
Well, that may get him an extra 5 yards, because I think the defense jumped, I believe, unless they were drawn off. Well, they're signaling. Here's the situation. There's only one play. You can either gamble and try to throw it, or you just do what you need to do and go for the 3. There you saw the jump right there. So they'll get 5 yards, and that'll make it a little bit easier.
Defense, number 44,
for OB.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So to a 43-yard attempt.
Have to mark this off. They have not done that yet, and advance the ball.
From 43 for the first half lead. And it doinks the upright. No good. And Western Kentucky goes into halftime with a 10-9 lead. Halftime in Springfield, Missouri. A near miss keeps the Toppers on top by 1. (10-9) Western Kentucky, a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. And if not for that upright, Tom, Missouri State might have a 2-point lead.
Well, it looked like it was nothing more than just a routine kick for Obeid, and as kickers will tell you, they always somehow manage to find that doinker at one point or another, and that prevents the lead.
1 touchdown in the first half. It belonged to Western Kentucky, and Missouri State with 3 field goals from Yusuf Obeid. Here's a look at some of the highlights. Early on, McIver, complete to Myers. And then a direct snap here, and the Bears hold that. McIver with the big rush on, and he is taken down.
One of Young's big plays in the first half.
Field goal for Obeid from 49 is good to open the second quarter. Razzle dazzle here. 39-yard pass from McIver to Noah Myers. Extra point kick gave the Toppers the lead. They add a 26-yard field goal from John Cannon to make it 10-3. Missouri State with Shamari Lawrence stopped at the 5-yard line, but the Bears went in reverse and got a short field goal kick that was good. And then this one right down close, but the Bears weren't able to force it in after the injury to Jacob Clark. And Deuce Bailey takes over and gets Missouri State in somewhat of field goal position. But this one hits the upright, and a miss from 43 to maintain the Western Kentucky lead at 10-9.
Well, and we thought this would be an offensive explosion. Those are decent numbers. I think we probably expect a little bit. But look how even the night is. I mean, 230 to 236. Missouri State has found a little bit better ground game that has sustained some of their drives tonight. But the time of possession, Don, tells you why it's a 10-9 game.
It's a wash. Those stats brought to you by Big Shots Golf. Proud to be your entertainment destination for a tech-driven golf and elevated food and beverage experience. Play on. And up in the suites, this is something Patrick Ransdell, the Missouri State Director of Athletics, does. He offers some decoration for the incoming AD and team. And look at some of this. What they've done here tonight for Western Kentucky, kind of make them feel at home.
Make you feel at home. That's a nice thing to do. And of course, being an old Hilltopper himself, he felt probably like he needed to do that.
And he knew where to get the pictures.
Exactly.
Second half kick bombed out the back of the end zone and into the fans behind the fence there.
And that was not thunder. That was the ROTC unit on campus celebrating the kickoff, which they haven't been doing much of this year. That was one of the first times I've heard them do it. That's the residue from the.
Look how still the air is. That little plume of smoke is not moving.
It's not going anywhere. Look at that.
That's not a camera effect. That's really the smoke.
That's Casper the Ghost in a 1950 cartoon right there. Oh my.
An eerie aura is over the south end zone. Missouri State getting it started with Shamari Lawrence, and he cranks out 9 yards on first down.
Second effort, bumps off a tackle and kicks it back to the right, and as you say, picks up the extra yardage. Watch this. Looks like he's in trouble, but then comes back and gets all but one.
Second and a yard, and it's still Deuce Bailey, Tom.
Yep. So even though we were told that Jacob Clark may have just sustained, had the wind knocked out of him, there's maybe a little bit more to it.
Well, still Bailey for now, and he completes a pass over the middle to the 43-yard line. That goes to Ronell Johnson with his third catch.
And I'm going to try to scour the near sideline, and if I can see that number 12 jersey down there somewhere, don't see him sitting on the bench. We'll keep an eye out and see what the status of Clark might be, or if he indeed even came back out after intermission.
Bailey's first completion as a Bear. At the 43, Bailey in some trouble, dances out of it.
This young man can dance.
Oh, look at him go.
I'll tell you what.
Slick move by Deuce Bailey. And that's for a first down for Missouri State. Let's go to Sierra Clark.
Yeah, I spoke to both coaches at halftime. As for head coach Ryan Beer from Missouri State, he said that this is what you want. You want to play against the top dog in the conference right now. We've got a close game, and we got to finish it out. As for his quarterback, Jacob Clark, he actually was being evaluated for a lower leg injury. The Missouri State staff did tell me that he is set to return sometime. As for Western Kentucky, head coach Hilton did say that his team is shooting themselves in the foot, and they've been doing good on defense, but they've got to finish out drives offensively and score some touchdowns.
A miss there to Dash Luke, looks like.
Well, this is baptism by fire for Deuce Bailey. You know, you come in and you're spelling the starter, the guy that's supposed to take this team all the way, and now we'll see what he's done it with his legs. Now he's got to find a way to do it with his arms. So we'll see if and when Clark does return.
2nd and 10. Give to Ramon Green. Green on the loose. A flag is down. Green to the 10. He takes it to the end zone.
How about a second touchdown called back by penalty? I think there's a high probability of that. That came from way downfield, a good 20 yards away, but this could be the second one off the board tonight for Missouri State. Looks like a hold.
That's the way it looks.
Yeah. Had a 78-yarder come back to get off the board early, and it looks like this one by Green is going to come away as well.
And watch it here.
Is that right there on 20? Maybe the hold was there or up there. There were a couple of possibilities for the call. You didn't see the flag come in, and pretty frustrating look on the face of Ryan Beard right there.
Deuce Bailey is from Bowling Green and Bowling Green High School, and an incoming freshman. Played for Coach Mark Spader.
Now we're getting a timeout here from the line. Ryan Beard may have been in the ear of the line judge there. I don't know. And that's who came in calling timeout. Was he maybe questioning the spot of the ball? I'm not sure.
Yeah, so this has got to be fun and eye-opening for Deuce Bailey here now against his hometown team.
Oh, yeah, they're taking it back a little bit further. And now Ryan Beard really is going to be in the ear of the official. That one gets back across midfield to the 47.
So it's 2nd and 17.
So 2 explosive plays and potentially 14 points off the board for Missouri State tonight via penalty.
Up the middle to Lawrence. Oh, he spins around like a helicopter blade. And he has a first down.
My goodness. He left his feet. I mean, he was going to hurdle this. Watch this. Right about here, he said, I'm going up. And they say, yeah, but we're going to make some contact. First down. Wow.
To the 32. The Bears made up for that penalty in quick order with Lawrence now back to him, and he's straight up the middle and all the way for the touchdown.
32 yards. What a hold. Back-to-back. Whatever was happening between the A-gaps there on back-to-back plays worked, because he was through in a shot. And I really thought that the D-back, watch this, look at that hole. And you really think the 2 D-backs are going to converge on him here. And they just kind of slap at him. And they're going to hear about that. I mean, nobody made an attempt. And from 32 yards out, first touchdown of the night for Missouri State.
Second touchdown of the season for Lawrence. The extra point kick for Obeid. And his night gets a little better again, as the PAT is good, and Missouri State is up 16-10 early in the third. Shamari Lawrence puts the Bears on top, and he gets the championship belt.
Well, he earned it. Just a couple of bursts there. He's now at 79 yards on 13 carries, averaging 6 yards a tote so far, and the last tote was pretty productive.
16-10 Missouri State.
Very odd number. That, you know, when you get those odd numbers, as you get later in the ball game, decisions have to be made on scoring opportunities.
Out to the 25 for Western Kentucky.
Did that without any wind.
Maverick McIver back out. I love the story of his dad, Rick McIver, quarterback at Texas from 1979 to 83. Then he was drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals, played briefly in 1984 in a handful of games. And then after his playing career, he became the sheriff of Jeff Davis County, Texas.
And he raised a gunslinger. Uh-oh, bad handoff.
Trouble with the exchange there.
I don't think McIver could get his hand out. Somehow when he put it in the belly there, he couldn't get the hand out. Watch right here. He's in. Look at that. Not a clean exchange. They do lose about a foot or so.
That was to Marvis Parrish. 2nd and 10. Out to the left. Parrish, 30. Down at the 31, and it'll be 3rd and 4.
Now Parrish is going to have to reload his.
The wheel came off.
Yep. Threw a shoe here.
The 3rd down. Missouri State shuffles some defenders in late there, but got him in. McIver got an open man. There's a catch at the 35.
I think he has the yardage. Yep.
Matthew Henry.
Just enough across the 35 near the 36. He got bumped backwards, but progress took him across the 35.
The Toppers will sustain it. Back to Henry. Looking for a block. He crosses the 40.
Well, they made a shift and they brought trips near the near sideline, and they were really squeezing the near sideline. So when he threw it out there, he had 2 blockers in front of him, but not a lot of room to navigate along that sideline area. But does turn it into almost a 6-yard gain.
McIver out to his left and incomplete.
And he
took a big hit.
He paid for it.
Myers was the target there.
And I think he knew it was coming. That's why the quick release and inability to connect with him. He can sense this is coming, and he got rid of it.
Bears shuffle in some more fresh legs on 3rd and 4.
McIver 17 of 27, 216 on the night.
To his right to Henry. 45, got the 1st down. Battling hard.
Well, went short side again that time. Probably knew it wasn't going to be a big gainer, but it was the necessary yardage they needed to move the chains. Look at this. See, just not much room to work, but he only needed about 4 or 5, and he had more than that, and kind of got a late pop in the face there that Missouri State may have gotten away with.
1st down at the 48. Going to throw. Got time. Going deep. A flag is thrown. It's incomplete.
Going to be a hold, I'm almost sure. I think one of the defenders kind of checked him up there just a little bit. And the back judge indicating that.
It is on Missouri State for pass interference.
Oh, he called it pass interference. Okay. It looked like that they may have been just holding him up a little bit there.
Oh, and that's a big one ahead to the 37-yard line.
Is that Dixon? Looks like Dylan Dixon. They called that on right there. Moves the sticks and keeps the drive going.
Parrish splits out to the left. McIver complete at the 33. for a gain of about 4. And Tyson Helton told us this week, Tom, that whatever he gets on first down, if it's a positive carry, even of 2 yards, or in this case a pass for 4, he'll take that. He just doesn't want to have 2nd and 10.
And at this point in this drive, MacGyver's doing exactly what his coach would like him to do. Just methodically moving down the field, picking up little chip and chunks here and there, and setting up for something possibly big.
Off the right side for Parrish inside the 30. He needed the 27 for a first down. Looks like he's 2 yards short.
And that Hilltopper offensive line, they're moving people back better than they have all night long. You see really good holes opening up for him. You see the man pulling around right there, coming in. That was Marshall Jackson, 53, coming in, and he threw a late pop in there that helped spring that one through.
So 3rd and 2. MacIver hits his man. That is caught by Lavelle Wright, and he'll move the chains into the red zone for the Toppers, down to Sierra Clark.
Yeah, actually, there is an NFL scout roaming the sidelines at this game. He's from the Miami Dolphins, and Western Kentucky quarterback Maverick MacIver has been on some draft boards as of lately. He's 6'2", 214 pounds, has thrown over 10 touchdown passes so far this season, and has just really poised so far and completed over 75%, about 75% of his passes this year. So definitely someone to keep an eye on.
First down at the 17, and ahead. And the pile pushed forward by Lavelle Wright down around the 7.
Was that a direct snap? I was watching and keeping my eye on MacIver. I'm not so sure that wasn't just a direct snap back to him, because he took off and went. And like you say, they pushed him, not quite for first down yardage, though. Yeah, watch right
Indeed,
here. Yeah,
Tom.
Yeah, it came right back to him. Yeah, MacIver was just drifting out, and he made the most of it.
Conference USA Commissioner Judy McLeod is here tonight as well. Take in Missouri State's first ever conference game. Back up the middle, plowing down to the 2. That'll be a 1st and goal for Western Kentucky. Taken in by Wright, and the Toppers look to get the lead back.
Yeah, I started to say this is not looking like an if they're going to score, more like when they're going to score, because this has been a very strong, well planned and well thought out drive by the Hilltoppers. We get a lot of substitutions coming in here from Missouri State.
At least 6 coming out there now for the Bears. Looks like a new crop of defensive linemen. First and goal, 2.5 yards away. Call it 3.
See what MacIver dials up here, and this could go direct snap again. I don't know. It did.
It does, and it's across for the touchdown for Lavelle Wright.
Did you see at the last second there how they made the shift in the backfield? That's what made me step forward and say it looked like it could be direct snap, because Wright looked like he just moved in position where they were going to come to him.
So it's Wright, officially a 2-yard run. And now the Toppers are an extra point away from regaining the lead. John Cannon has been perfect this year. He's 20 for 20 and counting the one he made tonight. It is good. 6:29 to go in the 3rd. Western Kentucky back up by a point. Conference USA on ESPN. Toppers by 1. Back and forth. Here we go in Springfield. Don West back with Tom Mast and Sierra Clark. 6:29 left in the 3rd. 1-point lead for Western Kentucky.
Well, we've got a 1/4 to go, so a lot of things are going to probably transpire between now and then, but you can't help but wonder how the final scoring and what the scoreboard could potentially look like as we go forward between pretty good field goal kickers and explosive offenses.
This will come out to the 25. You know, the most high-profile meeting between Missouri State and Western Kentucky goes back a long way now.
Didn't happen on a football field, though, did it?
No, 1992 in women's basketball in the national semifinals. Missouri State played Western Kentucky at the old LA Sports Arena, which used to share a parking lot with the LA Coliseum. Western Kentucky won the game 84-72 after Missouri State had shocked the women's basketball world when it was called Southwest Missouri State, and made it that far with wins over Iowa and Ole Miss and UCLA to get them to the Final Four. In that semifinal game, Kim Pelkey scored 30 points for the Toppers, and Tina Robbins had 22 for Missouri State. The Toppers went on to lose the next day in the national championship game to Stanford.
Good gainer for the Bears right there on first down. They race it out to the 31, pick up 6 on the ground.
That's when a lot of people nationally found out who Southwest Missouri State was. Still Deuce Bailey in there at quarterback.
Oh, my.
The ball is loose and picked up by a Topper.
And we've got a Missouri State player took a real big rip right there, and I think it was Ronell Johnson. As he tried to catch it, they laid him out.
And they blew the ball dead.
Yeah, I don't think there was a catch anywhere on there. And Johnson, I mean, he really got drilled at the point of the catch.
Let's try to get him to his feet.
Well, you know what? The fact that he stood up is a good sign. The fact that he's walking off, but
no, he's not yet.
Not yet. But that was, Bailey delivered it, and I think it caught him in the hands, but the defender was there on him as well.
Johnson with 4 catches.
Watch right
on
here.
The night.
Watch right here. Across the middle. Boom, shoulder into the shoulder. Yeah, that ball was on the ground. There was no catch there at all. Watch it again. Well, he gets pinched. Two guy got it from behind, got it from the, and I'm not sure where the pain was. The pain in the right shoulder, was it in the left ribs? Because he got hit from both sides there.
And into the tent. And he's maybe a shot to the ribs.
And they're going to come and take a look.
Going to review this now.
This would obviously probably be an inspection for targeting. I would have to think. Other than that, other than they think, was there a catch? And I don't. Yeah, they're looking at the catch possibility, we were being told. So we'll find out here. Yeah, there was nothing that I don't think even remotely looked like any kind of targeting. Was there a catch made? There's that.
Does he make any kind of move?
Ooh, you know, he kind of had the ball when the knee got down there, but it was on his hip. So let's look at, he'll make the catch. Does he get both feet down? There's the catch. 1 foot, 2nd foot, ball still in his grasp. I'm going to think maybe that's going to go the route of a fumble.
That all was so quick.
So quick, though. And of course, everybody's instant thought was when you saw him down that there's no way he could have caught it if he got hit that hard. Now, the other thing, too, was his knee down before he fumbled? You have to go back and look at that. That lower angle gave you the look at that, too. So if he caught it, if indeed it is called a catch and the knee is on the ground and he's touched, plays over. But I'm sure they're going to look. And we were joking about the guys next door. I joked to them at halftime. I walked out and said, "You guys didn't have to work much in the first half." And they said, "Game's not over yet."
This review at 5:51 here in the third.
If indeed this is an incomplete pass, it will benefit the Bears. They will not give the ball up in their end of the field.
We'll double check the clock with all of this too.
This has been both sides. I mean, we've had players kind of take some pretty good pops on both sides of the field tonight. Missouri State a little more severe with your starting quarterback and now one of your leading receivers. And so let's see what the ruling is here.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
Yeah, so it'll bring up a third down.
Down to Sierra Clark.
Yeah, guys, I just spoke to Deuce Bailey's family. He's actually a native of Bowling Green, Kentucky, but he wasn't recruited by Western Kentucky. What made him want to come to Missouri State is it just felt like home. And of course, his head coach, Ryan Beard, is from Bowling Green and went to the same high school as Bailey. So it's kind of a full circle moment, and his family's so proud of him that he's playing as a true freshman. I talked to his mom, and she said, it doesn't shock me that he's playing because she had so much faith in him and his athletic ability, guys.
Those connections help. Big rush on. Bailey swings it out. Caught by Lawrence. It's a first down for Missouri State at the 40.
Tell you what, a misdirection play, if ever there was one. He came in motion and then circled back 180 and went the other way.
And I may have picked the wrong number there.
Here, watch this play again.
Is
Look
that
at
Robinson?
Yeah, it was Robinson. Yeah, he came back like he was going to come around on potential would be a sweep the other way, but he reversed course, went back, and then Bailey delivered to him.
Bailey steps up. He's free. Got a lot of room. Slides down at the 40-yard line.
And I'm going to tell you what that freshman just did right there. He knew he has to stay in the game. He probably could have extended it and taken a pretty good hit, but I think he really knew, hey, I need to stay alive in this thing. I'll give myself up and stand and play another down or two. Really quick feet.
Bailey now 2 of 5 for 17 yards.
But he's got 44 yards rushing.
He's got room to his left and floats this one up just above the target.
And he, in that situation, fell victim to what happens to a lot of quarterbacks. When you're rolling to your left and you can't get yourself squared up, you can't throw it the way you want to throw it. Watch this. It's so hard. You're throwing off the wrong foot most often and just couldn't make the connection.
Brendan McQueen was looking for his first catch of the year there. But it's 2nd and 10 at the Topper 41. Ramon Green on the ground and not much there, maybe half a yard.
Maybe a little bit. They'll need to get significantly more than that if you're going to bring Obeid out to try one, because right now he'd be sitting, well, he'd be sitting in that 57-ish range, something like that. And probably you don't want to give the ball away in a game like this at midfield. So if they don't pick up first down yardage and don't get significant yardage, they may have to kick it away.
Bailey looking left. He goes, got a wide open man, and there is McQueen at the 35-yard line for his first catch, but it's short of a first down.
Yeah, that knee went down.
Sierra Clark with an update on Jacob Clark. We'll try after this play on 4th down, 4th and 4. Bears going for it. Bailey trying to draw him off.
May go hard count.
And they'll play it out on 4th down. Bailey sends it out there. Oh, just past the outstretched fingers of Jamaria Robinson.
So they'll turn it over there. That probably was just a little deeper than the kick they wanted to try from Obeid. And like here, he's got a lot of time, sets up, pocket forms well for him. And like I say, just led just a little too much.
Timeout here, 3:11 to go in the 3rd. And Western Kentucky taking over when we come back. Late 3rd quarter, Western Kentucky by 1. And the Toppers have it at the 35.
And that's what you do not want to see if you're a Missouri State fan. Not the back of that coach's head, but the crutches under the arm of Jacob Clark.
So at the very least, it looks like he has the rest of the night off. Let's check in with Sierra Clark.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Missouri State starting quarterback Jacob Clark is in crutches. He also has a brace on his knee. And if you didn't see earlier in the first half, he had a really hard hit, walked up very gingerly, went into the medical tent, and doesn't look like he might return in this game, but the backup quarterback, Deuce Bailey, looks really strong right now, guys.
And McIver looking strong as ever as he completes a ball here to Cameron Flowers for a big gainer and a first down at the 39.
We've seen them do that on about 3 occasions tonight. On the first play of a series, they just go to that left flat and seem to find a receiver every time, and it's working for the Hilltoppers in a big way.
So we'd had mixed reports about Jacob Clark, but you saw him there no longer in uniform. Tough exchange there as McIver pulls it back and completes it across to the 25 for a first down.
Burrows with a heck of a catch here. Watch this. I mean, they're on him, and he still holds on.
Third catch of the year for Quincy Burrows. He has 1 touchdown reception.
Missouri State defense beginning to bend a little more than they have.
And the Bears 25. McIver flips it out. That is Parrish. Marvis Parrish down inside the 20.
Don't know if that was a pass or behind him. Doesn't really matter. He got the good yardage out of it, did Parrish. But yeah, McIver was racing out and just kind of flipped it back. May have been a parallel throw there.
Toppers into the red zone. Second down, 2nd and 2. And it's a direct snap that goes to Lavelle Wright, and he takes it home for the touchdown.
18 yards out. That direct snap is becoming very effective.
He's got such a quick first step. Officially 17 yards on the touchdown run. And now John Cannon for the PAT.
They're making an 8-point lead.
And he drives it through with 1:16 left in the third.
Now that direct snap, probably the 3rd or 4th time we've seen him go that route so far, and it worked well.
24-16 Western Kentucky.
He even slipped just a little bit, kept his balance though, and with the acceleration he's got, there was nobody going to catch him.
Tyson Helton on his resume, a year at Tennessee as offensive coordinator, quarterback coach at USC for 2 years, Cincinnati, UAB, Memphis, and Hawaii, all on his coaching list of where he's been.
Well, Don, for Nick Petrino, the offensive coordinator for Missouri State, not that you don't plan for this, but right now he has to kind of redial, reshuffle the deck, and figure out what Deuce Bailey can do for him that Jacob Clark couldn't do, or how do you get him to do some of those things, and how do you utilize your offensive weapons, because as it looks like they're going the rest of the night without Clark.
This is returnable from the 2. Dash Luke on his way out. Clears the 20, but short of the 25.
It amazes me how willing ball carriers, they're willing to just jump and leap and hurdle. It's like in the old, you never would think of doing some of these things. I mean, like guys are just, you know, they'll leave their feet trying to get that extra yard somewhere along the line. So Bailey will be growing up in a real fast way tonight. 8 attempts so far. He's completed 3, but it's his legs that have impressed us so far.
4 carries for 44 yards. He spins to throw. There's the catch. Dash Luke. Ooh. A short gain, if anything. That started at the 23. Pickup of a yard and a half.
You know, we obviously have no idea what the status of Jacob Clark from Missouri State is right here. But the one thing that they do have is they have an off week next week. So obviously a lot of early speculation, but they would not be playing this time next week. They'd have an additional 3 or 4 days before they get into that Wednesday schedule.
After the move to the Wednesdays, and now a timeout for Missouri State with 34 seconds left in the third.
And I think Nick Petrino wanted that timeout. I think it kind of feels like it's probably important to get with his young freshman quarterback here and say, okay, you know, this is what we've got to do going forward. We've got a full quarter of football to go, but we can't make more mistakes and we can't give away more points.
So yeah, Missouri State's next game Wednesday, October 8th at Middle Tennessee. That's a 6:30 start on ESPN2. And then they have a full week off and don't play again until Wednesday the 22nd at New Mexico State on CBS Sports Network.
Nick Petrino there.
While the Hilltoppers changed their schedule to a Friday and then a couple of Tuesdays in October. Friday the 3rd at Delaware is their next one. And that's for CBS Sports Network.
So a short week for them coming off of this one tonight.
Bailey, the fake, he'll go and deep to Luke and broken up at midfield.
Flag probably going to be a hold. Bailey had an awful lot of time to stand in the pocket and throw, and sometimes that's the case, but we'll wait and see what the call is.
Jalen Emery broke it up.
Here's your call.
Foul. Roughing the passer.
Oh, roughing the passer, my mistake. It's the fact that he had so long to stay in the pocket, and when you saw flags, I thought, well, maybe somebody had to have been holding somebody, but this call will benefit Missouri State.
And out just shy of the 40.
They said he got hit just a little bit. See, he's in there, there, and you saw it coming at the last second. Yeah, a couple of steps and contact made up around the shoulder area.
Bailey stepping out, good speed, and he will throw it away.
His escapability is the thing that has to impress you right now. He gets in a little bit of trouble, but his speed and ability to navigate around and get out of it is really a plus, and he showed it to you right there. It was a low percentage chance he was going to find anybody to hit right there, but he did not take the sack. And I'm going to tell you what, the Hilltoppers are doing a good job of chasing him down.
2nd and 10 with 18 seconds left. And Lawrence crosses the 40 out to the 43. Gets 3, maybe 4 yards, and this will run out the third quarter clock. And Western Kentucky holds an 8-point lead as we head to the final 15, 24-16. Western Kentucky on top of Missouri State on Conference USA on ESPN. Western Kentucky up 24-16 as we start the fourth.
With a light show. Everybody's got a light show now. Absolutely. Drones flying around, LED light shows. It's
video boards.
And kids with headphones, babies with headphones. That's the #1 thing.
Oh, yes.
Got to make sure that they can enjoy it without being upset.
Here is 3rd and 7 for Missouri State. Bailey swings it out, and Green can't hang on.
I think he caught. No, they're going to say he didn't catch it. Okay.
So 4th down.
Bailey unhappy with himself, and Nick Petrino came out, and I just saw him gesture to him, giving him a couple of arm angles to consider the next time he throws that. One over the top and one sidearm.
Stuart McDonald out to punt. 3 punts for a 46-yard average tonight. He launches this one. Hits at the 5 and bounces on in. So 57 yards with a net of 37.
Through 3 quarters, Missouri State 366 yards of offense and Western Kentucky 355. So with a couple of more possessions here in the 4th quarter, both of these teams are probably going to eclipse 400 yards tonight.
McIver is 23 of 33 for 288 with 1 touchdown. And he's hit 9 different receivers tonight, and that's right in the bullseye for the diversity that Western Kentucky has at receiver. Around with the give to KD Hutchinson, turns the corner and on out of bounds into the bench.
He was gone had he not run out of space to run in. His angle and momentum just took him out of it.
KD Hutchinson, Conference USA put 4 on the annual freaks list and he's one of those. Did 20 reps on a bench press at 225, squatted 450. Are you kidding me?
Oh, wow.
That hurts just to read it. But good stuff. McIver across the middle into Missouri State territory with a 1st down toss. The catch for Hutchinson.
Beginning to kind of work this defense apart now. Last couple of drives, offensive line's been a little more in sync for the Hilltoppers, and now McIver's just really finding receivers at opportune moments.
Now there's a big hole out to the right and all the way down inside the 10-yard line for George Hart.
Such a gap on the side. He's signaling he wants to come out, but look at this, just a huge gap for him to run around, and if not for a late push, he finds pay dirt.
Hart's 3rd carry tonight.
Well, and that got them over 400 yards of offense for the night. 428 total yards. So they did it in 3 quick plays. Went from 355 and adding big chunks.
1st and goal. Off the right side to the 5-yard line for Lavelle Wright.
And he bulls all the way to the 1. I mean, he just kept going. He's looking for a 3rd straight score. Watch this. They have him, like you say, Don, near the 5, but he's having none of it. And he said, I'm going on in for a little extra.
Didn't he come completely off the ground there?
He went airborne as well.
So just a yard and a half away for Western Kentucky. A touchdown here would really hurt the Missouri State cause. McIver, there's Myers, and he missed it.
Well, McIver had everything was the way he wanted it, but at the last second he had a defensive end or someone, I couldn't catch the number, crashing in on him, and he had to do a quicker release than he wants. Watch right here. See that? Yeah, I think he'd like to have squared up a little bit more and maybe led Meyer, but he threw it probably a half step sooner than he wanted to.
Cooper Roy had the pressure there for Missouri State. So 3rd and goal.
Very composed quarterback. I don't think he's in any worry about what he can get done here inside the 2-yard line.
There he goes.
Oh,
and the receiver Hutchinson kind of either stumbled or fell there.
He was falling and the ball, instead of hitting him on the left shoulder, hit him in the right. Watch this. Yep. After he makes contact, and you see people slipping, and there's still some slippage down there on this turf, and both the defender and the receiver slip, and McIver couldn't connect.
They'll bring out John Cannon. He made from 26 in the first half.
Well, trying to turn it into a 2-possession game.
This is just a 20 or 19-yard kick, depending on which yard you look at. barely inside the 10. And the kick is good, and that will make it a 2-score advantage for the Toppers. A 19-yard field goal officially, 12:21 to go here in the fourth quarter. .21 to go, 27-16 Western Kentucky. On this blackout night, they've given the Missouri State Pride Marching Band at least black t-shirts to wear under their uniforms.
There you go. Well, Missouri State, with a freshman quarterback in control, will now try to find a way to get some offense going. And of course, the Hilltoppers have done a really nice job of just tacking points on the board methodically here in the second half and grabbing this lead.
Out to the 25 for Missouri State. McIver now over 300 yards passing, 24 of 36. And Deuce Bailey back to work for the Missouri State Bears.
Well, this is kind of on-the-job training for a freshman that probably didn't expect to get in the ball game tonight.
He finds some time back there. Can't find a receiver, though. Back to the 10. And finally, he undershoots the target out to the right. Jaron Askren, tight end.
I think, if I looked right, that was like an 18-second play.
Timeout on the field.
Get a timeout here for something.
I got a man down.
Oh, I did not see that. I was looking back at the white hat. Oh,
Bear down. It's Shamarie Robinson.
It's Robinson. Man. Now maybe this is a cramp. The way they're working on it kind of looks like cramps.
And that'll give us a timeout. 12:09 to go. Shamarie Robinson having that left leg worked on. So it looks like it's just getting the cramp out of it.
Watch to the left of your screen.
Here he comes.
There he comes flying in.
So it's no contact or anything.
And so that looked like a cramp. They were giving him something to drink down there, so trying to take care of it.
Missouri State from the 25 down by 11. Bailey's give, and he's going to go to Lawrence, and the Toppers are all over it.
Well, the lead block kind of broke down there, and Lawrence has to be spelled out here. You know, it is a warmer night than we thought it was going to be. Of course, they've been playing in hot weather for the last month. That's no big deal, but I think, you know, everybody got up today and thought by game time tonight we might be down in the upper 60s or 70s, and I don't think we've gotten there.
So Lawrence not exactly 100% as he came off. Loss of 5 back to the 20. Bailey running for his life out past the 25-yard line, so he got the 5 they lost back plus a couple more, but it's 3rd and 8 to go.
There's a block in front of him here. Who is that? Oh, is that Green? Yeah. Well, I say it's a block. It was a collision because the two 22s hit each other there, and I don't know who got the worst end of it.
Harper Holloman was hot on his heels, too.
Yes. And they're going to boot this one away.
Yeah, so 4th down. Shorter punt, going to hit at the 37 and take a big bounce all the way down to the 20 and rolls dead at the 19. It's like a 49-yard punt.
Well, McIver can come back out here and see about engineering a drive, because like you say, Don, it's an 11-point game right now. That's a 2-score ball game if you do all the proper math and everything. So it's a 2-score game. If MacIver can direct them down the field and put a few more points up, they could begin to stretch this thing out where the Missouri State Bears might not be able to have enough possessions to get back in it.
And just as importantly here, maybe take time off the clock.
Oh, absolutely. That's the first thing you're thinking about.
And on the ground on first down. And you knew that was coming for Marvis Parrish.
Kind of looking down, still looking at Jacob Clark on those crutches with that brace on his left leg. You can't see it, of course, but he's still working the sideline and talking to the huddle, talking to the offensive group down there. So he's part of what's going on. Somewhere else in that mess or that melee is, I'm sure, Deuce Bailey's getting a quick study on all of these timeouts.
2-yard gain. MacIver up top and completed at the 20. Back to Parrish.
Yeah, and Parrish, it looked like he may have stumbled into the block. I don't think there was so much a tackle here as he runs into the back side of the block. See that? Ooh, almost had a face mask there, but not too much there. He was thinking it. So this quickly you get a 3rd down for Missouri State to consider defending against right here. They did not, they're running the clock, but they're looking for a 1st down to keep moving things.
Slip by MacIver, and he gets out of trouble. There's a flag, and he throws to the sideline, and it is caught.
Now I can't, you would think this has to be, yeah, it's a hold.
Coming back anyway.
Well, he was in trouble. I mean, I really thought he wouldn't get out of it. And credit to MacIver, he found a way to maintain his footing. And this will march it back on, was it, I guess it was completed down the field. Yeah.
Yeah, it was to Hutchinson, but it's coming back.
Watch right here. They're coming in. Don't know where the hold is. Right. Yeah, they were holding on him right there in the middle of the play. So now a 3rd and really long, 18 yards. Need to get across the 30.
From the 12 with 9 minutes to go. And it hits the foot of Lavelle Wright.
Well, and I think he even threw it a little bit behind him. I don't think he had enough lead on the pass right there. And so just like that, Missouri State's going to get it back. We kind of were talking about how the Hilltoppers would run some clock. They probably ran about 3 minutes maybe. But it will be paramount on Missouri State once they get it. They're going to have to go to work and work quickly because they're going to need a couple of possessions.
Cole Maynard with 4 punts for a 51-yard average tonight, which is right where he is for the season. Just bombs this one to the 36. Dash Luke slips down near the 50.
And he can't believe it. He had a head of steam going. And again, this is a turf tackle. Seen a few of them on this new turf this year. Cleats aren't quite adhering to the surface.
A 52-yard punt. 8:43 to go in Springfield. Middle of the 4th, Western Kentucky leading by 11, 27-16. Missouri State has a 1st and 10 at its own 48.
Well,
there you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Put him in.
Obeid will come down and talk to you in a minute and tell you how to kick him from 50 yards.
Bailey gave to Lawrence there, and he's bottled up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, 2 things right now for Missouri State. Moving the ball and watching the clock, because you need 2 possessions to do something, and they're going to have to get down the field, and they've already burned a timeout.
Lawrence 16 carries for 78 yards. A long of 32.
You almost feel like if you're Missouri State, they need to break a big one and get some of the scoring done in a real quick fashion.
You're down to 8 minutes now. Bailey, big rush on, and he slips away. It's still going, and he'll complete the pass at the 43-yard line.
Well, this young man, we've not seen him play much, I mean, if at all, and his escapability is just remarkable because, I mean, he's dead in his tracks right there, and he slips out of it, comes down, probably could have maybe run a little further, but saw a man on the sideline and picks up almost all he needed.
Ronell Johnson was shaken up earlier, so he's back for that catch. So it's 3rd and 1. And under center, Bailey will step back and throw. Across the middle, swatted down.
Big time swat down right there.
It is 4th down. 98, Jaden Hardy.
Hardy got that big right hand up. He's smiling about it. He had a good time. Said, look what I did. So 4th down, and a lot really hinges on this play for Missouri State. They know they've got to get yardage, and I think the Hilltoppers know equally well, if we can stop you here, we're definitely going to run some more clock. Don't be surprised to see if, yeah, that's just started to say, Bailey just doesn't tuck it and follow the center.
Yeah, they're going to sneak it, and it works. To the 41. Bears will move it with a 1st and 10. Now 5 receivers out in an empty backfield for Bailey. There's wide open spaces here to his left, to the 30, and that will get him 10 or 11 yards and a 1st down.
Just about lost his helmet there because they got him up around the shoulders, but his feet are doing the work.
To the 29 of the Toppers. 6:15 to play. Time for Bailey. Across, and
did he catch it?
It is caught.
Oh, I thought it might have skipped off the turf, but Johnson gets it.
Ronell Johnson, another catch. Or are they going to say it's good? There's a flag down too. We're completely blocked by the goalpost there.
Now what are we talking about? Officials, there is a flag, so they're talking. It was back in the vicinity of where we always call the infamous hold, but maybe not. Could have been somebody downfield. You never know.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 0.
After the play, unnecessary roughness.
So a dead ball, and that will push it ahead.
1st down.
Basically half the distance now. Let's check in with Sierra Clark.
Yeah, I just spoke with longtime Missouri State booster Tom Strong. He's a very prominent attorney and was a huge advocate for moving Missouri State up to the FBS level. And I asked him, what do you think about the Bears being in Conference USA? And he goes, well, we definitely belong here. Back to you guys.
Tom Strong, definitely one of the driving forces behind this big move.
Ball at the 7-yard line, and around with the handoff comes Robinson. He takes it to the 5. Remember, Missouri State needs 11, so an 8 and a 3 here at the very least.
Well, and the big problem right here is all this indecision, and it comes with a quarterback that's, you know, still learning, still going. You don't want to burn timeouts, but this has been a 25-second almost break between plays.
2 timeouts for Missouri State. Bailey takes off and does not go far. That'll drop yardage back to around the 9.
Well, my thought here is you're on 3rd down now. You throw to the end zone. If you don't get it, you kick a field goal. Bailey almost came close to losing the handle on that one.
Now you have to get your 3 if you don't get your 8 here if you're Missouri State.
Yeah.
Bailey from the 9. He goes.
Oh my.
And it is caught for the touchdown.
One-handed catch.
Tristan Gardner.
Bailey led him just enough with enough room in the end zone. Now they're going for 2. Obviously they see the 2 fingers up, but led him just enough, and he went up. Gardner went up with that right hand and pulled it down, and he's happy and celebrating. Wow. Watch here, Don. Good lead. One hand, tucks it in. Defender was there, just couldn't make the play.
With 4:13 to go, Missouri State goes for 2 to try to make it a 3-point game.
Excellent throw, even better catch. Now the Bears burn a timeout.
That'll be their 2nd used. They know how big this 2-point conversion is.
Well, if they don't get the 2-point conversion, then that flips everything over. Then you've got to have a touchdown. But with the 2-point conversion, you know all you've got to do is get the ball back and get where your kicker can do something about it. So they've turned this into a pretty interesting final 5 minutes of this one. Bailey now 57 yards passing with 143 from Clark, so it's a 200-yard passing night for the Bears quarterbacks compared to the 306 that we've seen out of MacIver.
Western Kentucky at Delaware next Friday at 6 o'clock Central Time on CBS Sports Network, and Missouri State at Middle Tennessee on Wednesday, October 8th. For the Bears, a 6:30 start on ESPN2.
Make a one-handed catch and the most popular man on the sideline.
Here's the 2-point conversion try. Bailey looking, goes, got knocked free. A flag is down though. There's one at the 2-yard line and one in the end zone.
Let's see what this is going to be. This officiating crew's been kind of busy tonight. The interesting thing is, very rarely do we see just one flag. We usually see multiple flags. So that tells you that somebody's saying that the crew is together saying maybe the same thing. Now you would think if this were on Missouri State.
They're trying to listen in here at least.
Find out what this call is going to be.
Garrett Dickerson.
There was a foul by each team on the play, holding defense number 12, also holding offense number 51.
Holding both ways.
We're going to play it all over.
Offset, replay the try.
Do it all over again.
And the Missouri State fans will take that.
Oh, yeah.
They get another chance.
Get another chance, yeah. Nowhere in that replay did we see exactly what I could not hear if he gave numbers or not, but here we go again from the 3.
2-point try. Green splits out to the left. Bailey looks. Gets out of some trouble. All the way back to the 20, the 25, back to the 30, and down he goes.
Well, there's the freshmanitis, if you want to call it. Just constantly thinking, I did it in high school. I can do it. The game is so much faster at this level, and he'll learn. And I think he really, and tip your hat to the way he's been playing to this point. But Boy, when you're trying to move the ball 3 yards and you look down and you're back at the 30, that's not where you want to be. And it's a learning process, and he'll figure it out. Credit the Hilltoppers. They forced him into some decision making there.
So it's a 27-22 lead for the Toppers with 4:13 to go, and they'll send Maverick back out there to take care of it.
Here's the one thing about this now. I'm sure Missouri State wished they hadn't burned that timeout on the 2-point try, but they don't have to kick it onside. They can kick it away and try to play defense because there's a 2-minute timeout. There's a timeout still in their pocket, so they can do that. And MacIver knows exactly what his role is when he gets out there, and that's to orchestrate and drive this team forward and run that clock down and get some things to happen. So
I saw that other number 7 there, like you did. That was Jalen Lewis, of course, not MacIver on the kickoff coverage team.
Pretty sure they wouldn't have him doing that. Almost guaranteed they wouldn't have him out there. They are playing as if it's an onside, but I just can't imagine it would be.
Fairly deep to the 10 and fair caught there.
Well, and someone would say, why'd you fair catch? Because you want control of the ball, you want your offense to come out, and you want them to run the clock. You don't want to risk a return fumble or anything like that. That's why you make that fair catch.
And it comes to the 25. So the Toppers now with Maverick MacIver back to work with 306 passing yards and 1 touchdown tonight.
If they go to the ground game, their ground game tonight, 131 yards, and they've been effective at times. They haven't had the big breakers. Most of the big plays for them have come out of MacIver's arm.
And not ready yet. Timeout first for Western Kentucky.
Yep. Coach Helton wants to talk about it a little bit. It's kind of important to him.
Called a timeout. 30 seconds.
One of the things he told us this week was we need to run the ball well again.
And the key word was again. There we go. There you go. I like that. Is he loosening up?
Right.
Uh-oh. You guys don't get a scholarship. Got to use both hands and catch that ball.
But I think they have run the ball pretty well. 131 on 22 carries tonight.
Yeah. I mean, with a quarterback like MacIver, you come in and think, well, if he has a 400-yard night, that's enough or whatever. Well, he's had a good night. He's had a pretty good night, but you've got to balance that with a good ground game, and they need ground game right now because they need to run the clock, and they know Missouri State cannot afford to take that timeout. Until maybe it gets to a 3rd down situation, but they can't burn their last one.
So here it is with 4:12 left, and the Toppers up by 5. And safely on the ground and
almost
driving the pile out to the 30-yard line. Let's see if that was Parrish.
Could not see who came out of the pile with it. Parrish is out there. But again, this will be a slow, methodical, watch the play clock. Don't snap it till you have to.
Yeah, they should stand here for 18 more seconds right now.
Yeah, he's, well, went quicker. And that defensive line stepped up. Now, 3rd down and 4. Can they afford to run it one more time, or is MacIver going to have to throw it? Because
I'm still wondering why they didn't run 18 more seconds.
18 more seconds, exactly.
So this will take us down under 3 minutes this time. And it is 3rd and 5, and Missouri State has to have this stop.
Well, and you almost expect they have to throw it to get the 4, but if you go incomplete, Missouri State gets to keep their timeout.
Here goes Maverick across the middle and caught for a 1st down. It's K.D. Hutchinson.
Diving catch, sliding catch, whatever. But it was a great completion and a good read by MacIver. Knew exactly what he needed to do. And that's going to probably take us down. Well, we'll get one more play before the 2-minute.
Hutchinson last year caught 25 passes for 383, but he was also their punter last year. They've got a great one out there now.
This is a run here, no question.
Around to the right, Lavelle Wright. Here he goes. He steps out of bounds
at the 44, but he gets under 2 minutes, and we'll get the 2-minute timeout.
So we will get a break. They may put another second or two back up. We'll see. But the Toppers lead 27-22. Looking to run the clock out tonight in Springfield. Toppers lead at 27-22 with 1:57 left.
So here's my prediction. You run this one on the ground. Bears call timeout. There'll be about 1:50 something left, 1:52 maybe. Then you run another play. Of course, you could always break it and throw my theory out the window, but this is how do they milk the clock and burn the clock at the same time.
Any first down would put it away for Western Kentucky. On the ground it goes to Lavelle Wright.
There's your timeout.
That's inside the 40 to the Bears 39.
So now you assume on this next play, just say for sake of argument, they don't get the first down. It'll take it down well under 125. And then they probably, that would be a third down. You'd have to do the math real quick in your head here, but there's ways I think they can finish this thing off. And of course, like you said, Don, a first down and it's turn out the lights.
He reset to 152.
You know, it's kind of been the kind of game you thought it might be. Very, very emotional for Coach Beard and his personal connection to Western Kentucky, and Western Kentucky coming in looking for that second conference win to try to secure their spot at the top of the standings. And Missouri State, first home game in conference play. Wasn't sure how it would play out, but both sides have played very, very well this evening. Been sloppy at times, but more times than not, they've been executing well.
Bears won't be back home for a month. October 29th against FIU. Second down. Wright takes it to the 35. He needs the 34 for a first down to put it away.
They stop the clock, which tells you they're moving the sticks, and that will probably do it.
Squarely on the 34. It's a first down, and the Toppers can run the clock out.
Yeah, all they need to do is MacGyver's going to bring them back and say, guys, we're snapping this on at 2 or 3. Don't anybody do anything crazy, and we should be able to run this thing down.
Western Kentucky will go to 4-1. They'll go to 2-0 in Conference USA. Missouri State will drop to 2-3 and 0-1. Timeout here before the play clock runs out.
Yeah, I think 2 more snaps should do it. Coach Helton knows that. Hopefully we get a word with him at the end.
That's in our post-game plans.
Well, and you know, just I go back to such a great connection between, you know, the limited history these two schools have had, and now Missouri State joining the conference, and your first conference game going against the former school of your head coach. I mean, there's just so many scenarios and ways to paint into this. This could have honestly a few things gone differently. Missouri State had 2 touchdowns called back tonight by penalty. Who knows what that could have changed in the overall outcome of the game. But the Toppers came in, and with that young man, number 7 there, with the ball in his hands, they are quite effective. And they showed you that again this evening, why they can get things done.
They're getting very positive vibes that they'll go to another bowl game this year.
Well, that's what you're building on.
MacGyver will finish the night with 317 through the air on 26 of 39 passing and 1 touchdown. Touchdown was caught by Noah Myers.
Of course, Missouri State goes into this, I don't call it, well, it's an off week with a half week to follow, but their number one concern is that young man that's got a crutch under his arm down there, and what happened to their starting quarterback, Jacob Clark, and that will be the focus of a lot of the questions that Coach Beard will be getting in the next week or so.
Clark went out in the second quarter after a hard hit as he was trying to make it into the end zone. Did not make it in.
I think one more snap, Don, and we'll be done. Shouldn't be much contact at the line.
The Toppers take it tonight in Springfield for their second Conference USA win.
Coach Beard, Coach Helton, a lot of respect. Just a couple of big smiles down there.
A spirited battle between these two tonight.
They're trying.
Missouri State looks ahead to Middle Tennessee a week from Wednesday. Here are your final stats, brought to you by Mercy.
A lot of offense tonight. Not quite 900 yards, Don. Probably more penalties than both sides wanted.
476 to 414 in total yardage. And let's go down to Sierra Clark with Tyson Helton.
Coach Helton, 2-0 in conference play, but you get your first win on the road of the season in Conference USA action. How important is that for you guys moving forward?
Well, if you want to be a good team and you want to make a run, you got to win on the road. That's what good football teams do. This is a good football team we played tonight. They're gonna have a good season, but it feels good to go home a winner, and we'll take it back on the road next week.
And you guys put up about 500 yards of offense and looked real well running the football. What was clicking for you offensively today?
Well, the first half we were moving. We just couldn't finish drives, and we shot ourselves in the foot. But second half we put it together. You know, you can always get better at a lot of things, and we need to get better at a lot of things. But a win's a win, and we celebrate all wins.
Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sierra. And the post-game portion of our show brought to you by Mercy. Mercy can get you off the bench and back in the game. Find your best play at mercynow.net. At Mercy, your life is our life's work. Big night for Maverick McIver. 317 passing yards. He gets the nod as our Pinnacle Sign Group player of the game.
Well, I think he would tell you there were a lot of things he could do even better than he did tonight. But overall, he was exactly what you need on a night like tonight. Efficient and really on top of what he needed. Didn't throw a pick. That's always a number one concern. And he found receivers like you saw on that route right there.
McIver, 26 of 39. And leading the Toppers to the win on the road tonight in Springfield, 27-22. Pinnacle Sign Group, a proud supporter of the Missouri State Bears. That'll do it for us for tonight. For Tom Mast, I'm Don West saying so long from Springfield, Missouri, where the final score is Western Kentucky 27, Missouri State 22. And our thanks to Sierra Clark on the sidelines. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.